Welcome to the Grain of Salt podcast, the Spectacular Spider-Man edition. We're here talking about episodes 7, 8, 9? Yeah. 7, 8, 9. The Green Goblin episodes.
Yes. And I'm live on the scene. I'm the man on the ground here.
Oh my god.
I might sound a little weird. There might be some little like extra bumps and stuff. Jesus, my hand is already shaking. Such a heavy microphone. Like literally as I was getting my microphone off, or like not off, but like I have to adjust it when I'm not using it, otherwise it's like seriously in the way. And when I was rotating it and I got it in position, it was hanging really weird. I have it on a little shock mount, like arm or whatever. And then it dropped. It just absolutely plummeted. Like it fell on the shock mount, like fell out of the slot. So like I'm holding my microphone like I'm a news reporter, and it's not ideal. I'm kind of holding it. I got my, right now, I found a kind of comfy pose. Like I just got my elbows on my armrest. I'm kind of holding it like the priest holds the communion cup. So it's getting better. Yeah.
The sacred mic.
The sacred mic, yeah. Clapping was difficult. I had to slap my tummy.
Or it's the fallen mic. Archangel mic.
Yeah, there's no pop filter either. Like I'm looking at the waveform and I'm like, oh, it's so many like little shakes and ugh. But yeah. I watched Spider-Man. Spider-Man was fucking great.
Yeah, these are good episodes.
What a good arc. I mean, like
this.
Peter's a piece of shit.
Yeah, no.
He's still a dirtbag.
Peter's a dirtbag. It's true.
They like doubled down on it this arc.
Look, man, that's just, Peter Parker. He's got some growing up to do.
So I was like, Mary Jane started talking a little bit more, right? We got more than one line out of her in that first episode. And I realized a lot of conflicting feelings. Her voice actress is the voice actress for Hera Syndulla from Star Wars Rebels. So it was was it really Mary Jane, or was it Hera Syndulla talking in a like husky seductive voice? No. That was weird.
Oh, that's very funny.
Yeah. Good shit though. Her character is pretty. They took it in a good way. Like I was a little hesitant because I was like, oh god, is she just gonna be whatever? But
is much less insecure than all the other characters we've met. Basically,
it's so wild meeting someone
like adults and kids.
Yeah,
she is just the most self-confident person.
Oh, dude, easily, and it feels so good. Like it's so nice to have someone.
It's so refreshing.
Yeah,
just like
ridiculous.
Like any little thing is not gonna fucking set her off.
Yeah,
which does for literally everyone else.
Just chill. And even Peter is like, "You're not gonna get pissed. You're not gonna like get super angry."
He's never experienced someone who is chill before.
Literally never.
His entire life.
Literally never.
It's pretty great.
It's good shit.
It's pretty great.
Good shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, this first episode picks up right where the last one left off, and we get a little teaser, like cut forward to Spider-Man at a party where the Green Goblin is, but then we go back to the fall formal happening.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter showing up with Mary Jane and all that stuff happening. And Flash is like, oh, it's Peter, I see you won the bet, being all obvious, thinking that's gonna
Yeah, offender.
like ruin it for him, and Mary Jane does not give a shit.
Dude,
it's like that's fine.
So good.
That's funny.
She's just immediately like, so what'd you bet? Like, finally. Oh.
Peter has to leave because Jameson calls him to take pictures of the Green Goblin attacking this party he's at. So Peter has to dip. Mary Jane's like, fine, we'll dance at the end. And she finds other people to dance with because, she's self-actualized human being.
I mean,
who's okay on their own.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, it feels better because I think most of the people I interact with these days are like, fairly confident, but I can't imagine being that confident in high school. Mostly. Mostly. Especially not at a fucking dance. That shit's awkward. Incredibly awkward.
Yeah, man. But Mary Jane is hot as hell, and it's cool just, flirting with people and then not dating anybody.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All about that flirt life. I feel so bad for Gwen, though. I mean, it's not even, it's not bad. I'm, like, pissed off on her behalf. Like, god damn it. Oh, it's still so bad.
She'll get over it.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Look, she's friends with knuckleheads, okay?
That's, yeah.
That happens.
I mean...
Peter is very dense for someone who leads a double life.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man shows up at this party to fight the Green Goblin. He gets thrown out a window. Yeah. There's I'm trying to remember. It's actually, at this point, it's hard to keep this fight straight in my head from the other Goblin fight we get in a couple episodes. So I don't remember, like, much of what, like, if there's anything interesting in this.
In the first one?
In this fight. Yeah.
I believe this one, it's the one where he's hanging at the end, right? Like, he leaves the Goblin hanging. Yeah. Because there's the bomb and the thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the big thing is, like, the Goblin. Basically, he attacks 3 of the big man's goons. They've, like, robbed a safe, and he, like, Joker-fies them. But he's like, you can work for me, or I could kill you now.
Yeah.
So they're, like, wearing pumpkin masks when they to hold this party hostage. The other thing at the party is we get introduced to J. Jonah Jameson's son, John Jameson, who's an astronaut. And in comics, he becomes a werewolf.
What?
Fun fact about John Jameson.
That's wild.
He becomes a werewolf. Yeah, there's just Green Goblin shows up saying he wants to take over Big Man's empire. He offers to team up with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like, no. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And then basically Peter chases him out, webs him up, and then Green Goblin's like, oh yeah, I left a bomb back behind there. And so Peter has to go get it. And they find it in, like, the chandelier and throw it up in the air, and it's a very big explosion. Many explosions. I really like the sound they put on the goblin bombs, of, like, the laugh.
Yeah, I had a note, like, it's really good,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, I just want, I mean, most of the time, he's chucking the bombs, like, one by one, but for this, when there's, like, I don't know, 100 of them going off, I just wanted them to, like, rotate between different Michael Jackson noises. because they're always like, "Ow." I wanted more of like a it'd be great.
Green Goblin here is voiced by Stephen J. Bloom.
I looked it up. I looked them up because I was so certain after the Harris and Dula call. I was like, yeah, we're on fire. This is obviously King Boomy from Avatar. It is not.
No. No,
it's
plenty of other
it's like
characters. Stephen J. Bloom is.
It's literally everyone else who is like.
Yes.
Everyone that what's his name? Phil Lamar. Right? Yeah. Anyone he hasn't voiced, this guy has. Including another dude from the main squad in Rebels, in Star Wars Rebels.
Yep, that checks out.
Yeah. So.
He was also Guillemon in Digimon Tamers.
Dude, he's he's so much anime.
And, most famously to me, he'll always be the dub voice of Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's quite a range.
Yes.
Good stuff.
No, this show was one of the first points I'm like, wait, he's doing different voices?
Hell yeah.
And then I think after I watched this show, it was even that I realized he was fucking Guillemon, and that blew my fucking mind. Cuz just in most things he's just doing his Spike voice. That's generally what he gets hired for.
Yeah, I noticed I should have realized the Cowboy Bebop thing cuz I knew that. I mean, I didn't know his name, but I knew that he was the same. I know that him and Mugen from Samurai Champloo have the same voice actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just happened when I was scrolling, I saw the Mugen credit, but not the Bebop one. So just didn't connect that. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing his a weirdo voice that he never does. It's fun. Gets to do his Joker laugh.
See, at first, my initial thought, I thought maybe it was Mark Hamill, because there is a bit of, I don't have a ton of experience with Mark Hamill's Joker, a tiny bit, but more so, the weird similar voice that I've heard from him is, whatever fucking your side character in Darksiders is, that he did. And I thought this sounded similar enough, but when as it went on, I'm like, nah, I don't think that's him. But it does sound. Yeah, that's where my mind went initially.
I don't think Mark Hamill does any voices in this show. I don't think. I know he was in the '90s Spider-Man cartoon. He's the Hobgoblin and literally doing his Joker voice.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, this episode ends with the other thing is Harry is being a dillweed bragging about fancy restaurants, but then I can't remember her name. The girl he's dating. Fuck.
Yeah, what's her name? I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you at all. I'd look, but I don't.
Glory.
That's not Gloria.
Glory.
Is it Glory or Gloria?
I think it's Gloria Grant. Technically,
I don't know.
I think is her comic's name. But she gets back with Kenny,
who is dude. Him wearing. Oh my god! I'm so sorry. I'm doing a hand transfer. I need to move to my right hand so I can. I want my water bad. It's on the other side. This is not because it's still attached to the shock mount. The whole thing fell off. It's not even just a nice mic. Anyway, dude wearing that tuxedo shirt brought up a surprising amount of high school feelings that I just didn't ask for. Like I saw someone being kind of a dick wearing that shirt at a dance, and I'm like, oh, here we are again. Yeah.
Kenny's being
very specific.
Nice.
Yeah, he wasn't actually being a dick, but
yeah.
That shirt.
Harry gets very mad, explodes juice over himself.
Yeah.
And then runs away.
Takes the limo.
And
apparently.
Yeah, ditches all the cool, popular kids he came with.
Well, I mean, like, his teammates.
Yeah, his teammates on the football team. Yeah, and Peter shows up right at the end and has one last dance with Mary Jane.
Isn't that a Beatles song? No. Beatles? Last Dance with Mary Jane? No. Not Beatles. Beatles?
No, not Beatles.
No. I don't know.
I have to look it up. That's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Really? Okay.
That's a much more modern song.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Petty. I would have helped if I could remember like any of the instrumentation.
Mary Jane's Last Dance, 1993.
All right. Good to know.
Fun facts. Yeah. The other fun part about this episode is Tombstone talking to Spider-Man going, if you had taken my deal, I would be paying you to do this.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I wanted you to be doing.
This is what the grown-ups call irony.
Yeah.
Good shit.
So then our next episode is our Dr. Octopus episode.
Dude, when he gets I think it's as the like experiment is going off or whatever. Maybe
I've
been good. Oh, I've been good.
No, I've been good.
Oh my god, what a good little bit. I enjoyed it.
It's like, you've been like obedient.
Yeah.
You haven't been a good person.
Oh right, I had one last unimportant comment for the first episode when fucking Mary Jane is when Peter leaves and she's like going to dance with other people. And she fucking asks the guy, she's like, it's Randy, right? And he's just like, very. What a fucking good bit that like would have gone over every kid's head. Oh, so fucking good.
Yeah. Randy Robertson.
And then I had a question. I think this was in like the beginning of the like right away in the second episode. What exactly is a New York minute? And how is it different from other minutes?
I think it's just supposed to be faster than a normal minute. I don't remember where the meaning of that expression. New York minute. Very quickly.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, context was.
I think it's just like shorter than a normal minute.
Oh, because New Yorkers are impatient.
Yeah.
I'm walking here. Yeah.
Johnny Carson says it's the interval between Manhattan traffic light turning green and the guy behind you honking his horn.
Okay, so faster than the speed of light.
Yes, holy it's shit. Instantaneous. It's
amazing.
What's one of the other definitions?
What a fucking good way to put it. Oh, you mean literally no time passed. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, second episode. Ugh.
Second episode.
Right, Doc Ock.
Dr.
Right,
Octopus.
yeah. It was like, again, like I've seen like multiple iterations of some of these other characters. I think did we see Doc Ock in any of the other Spider-Man stuff we've read? I forget. Like the older stuff?
I don't think I've had you read anything with him.
Okay. I forgot if he made any appearances, because, like, again, only experience in the Sam Raimi films. And that pinball machine. But, yeah, just such a take that I'm not used to. Like, even Green Goblin, like, there was some stuff that came together that I was like, okay, like, you know, I can see the bits and pieces, but here, yeah.
I mean, his look is vaguely referencing the Sam Raimi version with his, like, brown coat.
That I noticed, yeah, when he comes back.
Yeah. But that's about it. And the Sam Raimi version is pretty different than comics.
I mean, that seems to be the going theme. The fucking biological webs.
But also this version is different than comics too. Like the I'll be good thing is pretty unique to this. The way they like made him like this meek character. That's like they're playing up, I guess, of him being like a normal dude who then, but it's like, you know, more straightforward originally.
Yeah.
Where he's just a normal dude and then he's becomes evil or whatever. I more think of him from much later stories, like post 2000 stuff. When Dan Slott brought him back,
gotcha.
Because he was out of comics. He was dead during the 90s, I think.
Hell yeah. And how did he come back?
I don't know.
Oh,
they just decided he wasn't dead, I think.
I'm going to have a really easy time tricking you into thinking I read every Venom comic. That's what I'm picking up from this. Got to feel out how many comics can I skip and get away with?
There was a girl Dr. Octopus during the Clone Saga.
I mean, there was a girl Doc Ock in Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, that's true. That was a much more interesting version of that character.
That was a much more interesting version of most Spider-Man stuff.
That's
for me.
Correct. Also, that one is that movie is so good.
It's incredibly good.
Look, all you need to know is Doc Ock once tried to marry Aunt May. That's the kind of guy he is.
What was the age difference in this comic?
I mean, Doc Ock is an adult male of some age, and Aunt May is a skeleton.
Hell yeah.
Oh. I don't know what to tell you. And it didn't... Yeah. And he, like, legitimately liked her, too. It wasn't even like it was all... Like, I think it was partially...
Like, it's...
but he definitely was into
like, he
her.
started out being a prick, and then he fell. He fell hard.
I don't even know. I don't even remember. It's been too long since I read that story.
Caught a glimpse of her shuffling down the sidewalk with her walker, and he was like, I need a piece
And
of
there's
that.
also a story in the newspaper comic that I've read more recently about, like, the mole man trying to marry Aunt May. That's, like, a similar story. But I just really remember Spider-Man, like, his great plan to defeat is, like, where are we going to find a minister underground?
Oh, my God.
Because newspaper Spider-Man at that point is, like, the most pathetic version of Spider-Man. He can't do anything. Good times.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, Dr. Octopus, he blames Spider-Man for the accident that fuses his arms to his spine, even though it was the Green Goblin. He needs a battery pack for his arms.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to charge his phone. Luckily, he had invented like a super power source
that then got
so
taken or whatever. He
got
fired,
taken by some other old boss that walked all over him. So he goes and steals that. And then the B plot is all the kids from Midtown High going to the boardwalk for a weekend trip, and everybody meeting up.
And Gwen is like, Peter, we need to talk to Harry. Peter's like, yeah, I gotta go.
Weirdly, Harry is like hanging out with all those guys again after ditching them.
I mean, football players, dude. That's a bond for life.
It's true.
Blood brothers.
True. Blood brothers. Is this the episode where Liz and Flash break up?
Yes. Yeah, because she's on the bench, and Peter was gonna go talk, and Mary Jane was like, "Easy, Tiger. Fucking slow your roll."
Because like this episode, like Mary Jane got invited to go to the boardwalk by Flash, and so they're hanging out a bunch.
Yeah.
And then Peter ends up hanging out with Liz. Is how this episode goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he eventually beats Doc Ock.
Yay.
Takes out his battery. And then Doc Ock is just a normal dude.
Shit happens.
Yeah. Doc Ock will return.
I expect.
So now we get episode 9, The Uncertainty Principle.
AKA
which starts
the
with
good shit.
Yeah. With John Jameson in the space shuttle, and it gets damaged. It's hit by a meteor?
Dude, I mean, it's a kid's show. So I was thinking to myself, like, what would I think of this scenario for the space shuttle getting damaged if I was like...
I mean, I remember when the space shuttle fucking exploded.
As different.
Is it?
Yeah. They could have literally... Well, you didn't need to hit it with a rock. You didn't need to hit it with a giant fucking thing that they would have been... Like, everyone knows when the astronauts get into orbit, they're like, finally. Can shut down all the systems and kick back, and oh, fuck, a big rock. Like, it's not gonna fucking happen. It's not gonna go down that way. Like, there are any number,
that's fair.
any number of things. Oh, and then when it landed later, like when they eventually get it down, it's like fucking the dude. I forget his name. One-off character guy who was watching the flight and he was on the phone, like giving the live update. And he's like, after like 20 seconds of them re-entering the atmosphere, he's like, I don't see anything. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, there it is. Like,
yeah, that part is fucking
so good. Like
ridiculous.
he gives it 3 seconds.
He does not wait.
I'm so sorry. It's
Look,
all
they're
over.
they're just trying to condense this
Yeah,
shit.
it just felt
small.
It's like the first time that anything like so far in the show that something like that has felt like
incredibly
rushed and condensed. Yeah, so it's just funny. I mean, it's fucking whatever. It's just so funny. And
it's funny. It is funny because this space shuttle thing as the way to get the is the way to get the Venom symbiote onto Earth.
That ending of the last episode, I was so hype.
The thing of a John Jameson space shuttle getting that thing to Earth is like an invention of the 90s Spider-Man cartoon that we're gonna watch for Venom Night. Like that's where that story was created.
Hell yeah.
It is funny to me that this show takes that. It's the thing because it's simple. And the original way Spider-Man got that costume is incredibly complicated.
I think the other part of it for why maybe I was maybe a tiny bit disappointed at how like rushed it was because the stuff with Jonah Jameson was really good. Like getting to see that, like that, serious stuff and him like calming down, like that was good shit. Getting to watch him change so drastically. So it does that. Of course, like as soon as like literally the millisecond he finds out that everything's okay, he's like, what the fuck are you standing around for? Get 17 seconds. I need a headline or you're fired. Like just immediately back. So and it's really great, but like I want more.
This version of Jonah is very good.
It's solid, dude. He's very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. So the big thing this episode is Green Goblin kidnaps Hammerhead, and then like tells both Tombstone and Spider-Man that Hammerhead had a jump drive with all of Tombstone's shit on it that will reveal Ellen Thompson Lincoln as the big man of crime, and if they want it, they got to come to this specific place. And so they're both like, this is a trap.
Yeah.
And like but we got to do it anyway. And then they get there, and Hammerhead's like, what are you stupid? There's no jump drive.
Yeah.
And Goblin's like, yeah, well, look, we all know this is a trap. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's pretty good.
They have a big fight, and the stuff with like Goblin having like this webbing that like completely goos up Peter and then is like dragging him behind him. That's like a classic comics cover and moment thing. But in comics, it was a bigger moment. Like Peter was getting dragged around without his mask on.
Since it will comes up in this episode, I forget if it's at the beginning or if it happened in the previous episode. That Spider-Man, I guess, follows Green Goblin back to the Osborn residence. So he's suspecting Norman Osborn at this point.
Yeah. So. I forget where that happens.
I think it was second episode. But either way, that's also a thing that is going on.
Yeah. Yeah, so he thinks it's Norman. And they have a big, good fight.
Very good fight.
And then Goblin gets kind of fucked up by the end and retreats. And Peter goes in to thinking he's going to expose Norman, and sees the Goblin on the couch, pulling his mask off, and it's Harry.
Yeah.
And Norman walks in. Oh. And then there's a big thing.
I need you to inform me of one thing that is technically possibly a spoiler, but I gotta know.
Okay.
Does Norman actually, like, aside from his other plans that could be happening, does he actually give a shit about Harry?
Oh, he 100% does not give a shit about Harry.
Okay. I just had to know. He played it well. He sold me. I'm hearing your words and my heart is open, but also I feel like you're lying because you're a piece of shit. I just wanted to. I'm like, is he gonna like take the formula for himself now and like do more with it? I don't know, but I needed to know.
You'll get more Green Goblin next season.
That's what I figured.
But yeah, that's kind of...
Mary Jane transfers to the school. It's the
that's
the acting.
The end. She's just sitting there. The acting magnet program.
Yeah.
Like, I go to school here now. Neat.
Fucking Peter.
I think I think that's it for this episode. And we get the they find the Venom symbiote on the outside of the shuttle at the end.
That brief little shot. Dude, I was so hyped.
What the? Yeah.
I was like, yeah, the stars coming, like the lining. Too good.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So the next 4 episodes are Black Costume into Venom.
Nice.
It's the end, the final arc of the season.
Yeah, I forgot we're already like almost done with the season. Went fast.
Mm-hmm. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so what are any final thoughts on these 3 episodes?
Final thoughts. I mean, it's like it's holding up, dude. Like I'm still really enjoying like some of the other stuff, we're doing antenna and everything, and I really love that, of course. But this, one of the things that Spider-Man has been doing that I'm really enjoying is like it has the good balance of like the life and hero stuff. Like I enjoy seeing that, that school stuff, and like the shit with that. Like, I mean, even something like Persona, right? Like that's the draw. I want that daily shit, that mundane stuff. Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's like a key part of Spider-Man that this show gets really right, is all the interpersonal drama of Peter Parker's everyday life.
I love it, dude. Then
mixed in with good superhero action.
Teen drama. All about it. Oh, it's
teen drama with characters who all have like the same letter for their first and last name.
Yeah.
You can tell all the older characters because it's like Gloria Gray.
Well, as someone who has that in real life, what's so
like
weird
how,
about it?
All of Superman's love interests their names start with LL. There's Lois Lane. There's Lana Lang. There's Lex Luthor.
Hell yeah. That's pretty good.
Look, they have a son together, okay?
Jesus. Is it Darkseid? Darkseid?
No, there's like
Doctor Doom?
The Superboy, who's a clone of Superman, and then like there's this later story that retcons it that he's also like half Lex Luthor DNA.
Jesus. Dan Harmon, right? The plot line?
That's like years later.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Good shit. Yeah, that's the podcast. saltcirclepodcast@gmail.com. Find it at Salt Circle Pod on Twitter. Hosted all the podcast places: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels, and see you next time with more. The end of season 1 for Grain of Salt, and because of logistical reasons, Ben being away, will be a little bit before we start season 2.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know how long that break will end up being, but we'll see.
Yeah.